Today we're comparing my two favorite Micro Four Thirds cameras. That's the Lumix G9 Mark II and the Olympus OMD E-M1X. This was Olympus's flagship camera in 2020. And this was the newest release that came out with the phase detect autofocus in 22, 23, somewhere in there. They're fairly close in specs, not too close. This has 25 megapixels, this has 20, but we'll get into all that, and we've got a picture to show at the end, so let's jump into the video. So one thing I really love about this Olympus is this battery grip feels better in my hand than I think any camera I've ever owned, including my R6 with this battery grip, and including my Canon 6D with this battery grip. It just fits just absolutely perfect. It's totally weather sealed. It's a bit like a tank. Now they say the G9 II is weather sealed, but I haven't read as to how far it's weather sealed. I don't think it's quite as weather sealed as the OMD, but I am going to look into that and see just how weather sealed the G9 II is. They both take great pictures. The Lumix has it beat, I think, because it's newer. This is 2019. This is like 2023, I'm guessing. It'll do 6K and it'll do 4K and 60. This one tops out at 4K 30, which is what I record everything in anyway. But just to look, and I'm wanting to see which one is the best. And I'll be honest with you, I almost came close to selling the G9 Mark II and keeping the older Olympus just because it does so much. Has 5 stops ND filter built into it. Handheld high resolution shot. So does the G9 II. This one's at 16 megapixels to make a 64 image, I suppose. And this shutter on it just sounds just so nice. This one you can kind of hear it click. This one's just got that more professional oomph to it. But they're both using Micro Four Thirds shutters, and that may just be up in my head. But I really, really like this. It's got the battery grip built into it, so even if you switch it, you can control these buttons down here. This camera was $3,000 brand new when it came out, and that was without a lens. But technology's came a long way since 2019, and I did some pictures I'm going to show you guys. So let's jump over and show you the pictures. Now, this camera, before we start, this camera is mostly made, from what I can read, is mostly made for wildlife and action, which I don't do a lot of, not for money anyway. This camera is built more for what I do, more for portraits, more for video. So that's probably the reason I'm not switching back, or not, the reason I'm not going with this camera, and the reason I'll be sticking with the G9 II is this is made more for portraits. So although I did compare them with portraits side by side. So let's take a look at her pictures right now and see what you think. The first set I'm going to show you is out of the Olympus. The second set of pictures I'm going to show you is out of the Lumix. So here we go with the Olympus pictures. And now here we go with the Lumix pictures. And as you can tell, both did a really good job, but right out of the camera, the pictures you saw from the Olympics were right out of the camera, no adjustments. I had to adjust the G9 II to get them as close as I could to the Lumix. Just something about right out of the camera with this Olympus. There's something to be said for owning the flagship camera model. It just has everything. And one of the complaints I heard from people, well, that Olympus menu is going to confuse you to death. And I don't think it's so much the Olympus menu itself. I think it's that the camera does so much that I have to put so much in the menu, because I didn't find the menu all that complicated. I did find some of the stuff that the camera will do, the way it was named, I found it kind of complicated. I meant to write it down. I was going to tell you guys what it was. It was 2 words, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to do. So I can see where people may get it. It's a little bit confusing. It's confusing because the camera does so much, and it's confusing because some of the names they gave the titles. So anyway, there was that. This one's pretty straightforward. Nothing hard about it, nothing weird named. It just gets the job done. I love this little G9 Mark II. You know, I keep it in its lane. I don't expect it to be my Lumix S5. I don't expect it to have, you know, I don't expect to be able to shoot 12,800 at night. Whether the grain will be too much. But for a micro four thirds camera, if you keep them in their lane, they'll do a lot of stuff for you. And they'll do a lot of things very, very well for you too. You just have to know what you can do with a micro four thirds camera and what you can't do with a micro four thirds camera as well. What did you guys think about her pictures? Did you like her pictures? The first batch, like I said, was with the Olympus. The second batch was with the Lumix. I thought she did a pretty good job. A few things I wanted to show you on this. On your G9 II and on most cameras, you want to open your battery door, you just flip it and your button's right here. Well, I have that habit still. On here, you can't do that. You have to take, there's a switch on the side that you have to turn. That will open your door. So you open it and then you take them out and then you close it, close that again. So they're secure. Everything is very secured in there. I guess it's more of that water protection. And there is no break in here between the battery grip and the camera. It's all one piece. So again, that's helping. They both do about the same frames per second. There's no big difference in either one. I think they do 60 frames per second on digital, and one does 14 and one does 15 in mechanical. So basically the same. This one is smaller, but I don't mind the bigger every now and then, especially since you got the small lenses to put on there. But all in all, as it said, I think this is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful camera. And if I ever find a really, really good deal on one, I've got this one right now and it's got to go back. But if I can ever find one for around $500, I'm going to jump on it, because even if it's not in great shape, because after that it's going to be my camera, I'm going to beat it to death anyway. If I can ever find one of these for around $500, I'm going to get one. So I'll be sticking with my Lumix G9 right now. I know the color doesn't come out of the camera quite as good. I'll make some adjustments on that and go from there. I'm sorry to run through this so quick. We've been fighting some crazy ice storms around here, and we've got power on right now, so I'm trying to get this video out for you guys. But anyway, I appreciate it. If you have any questions, or if you own the Olympus OMD E-M1X, let me know. Beautiful, beautiful camera. Or if you own the Lumix G9 II, let me know. I appreciate it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you have any questions, leave a message down below. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.